Why are so many Asian Americans so silent right now? That's because they didn't vote. Yes, they didn't vote because they didn't like Kamala from their internal misogyny or internal racism and felt indifferent enough about the orange man so that they thought that a no vote was going to the orange man. So the reason why they're not upset right now is because they voted for this. That's why. And that's not me excusing their behavior. I am a disabled person. I was advocating for Kamala before the election, so I had the chance to talk to a lot of my friends. They're not my friends anymore, but people in my life about how this election was going to affect me and people like me and if they care about me, why they should vote for Kamala. And they still didn't care. They couldn't care less because at the end of the day, it was all about taxes. Yeah, their tax break. The problem is Asians that have a level of wealth feel this closeness to white people because white people were the only ones that had that level of wealth for so long that they feel like they're getting a chance to be part of the white club, but they're not. And if I could give an insight into maybe why Asians are like this, it's because a lot of our parents and like even my generation as a millennial, we have seen our mother countries very impoverished. Like for me, I'm Korean, so I know South Korea's history. Like South Korea was fully bankrupt in the 80s and saw their first economic boom in the 2000s. It hasn't been that long, and they're in like the top 20 GDP in the world now. That level of wealth growth, normal citizens see that and think, oh my God, if I'm just smart enough and if I invest correctly, I can also get there. And if you look at South Korea, it's an oligarchy. That country is ran by like 3 families, and the main one is the Samsung family. And they have so many scandals. They have done some bad stuff, and the country just lets them get away with it. And if you look at the election turnout, it shows that South Koreans are starting to wake up to the state of like, oh, we're an oligarchy. But Korean Americans, look at the past of Korea, see that you can still succeed, feel like there's a privilege of being in America, utilize the model minority method, and then try to enter the 1%. They think that they could break into the 1%. Wake up. You're not. You're not white enough. You will never be white enough. They will never accept you.
Why Chinese Americans support Trump? All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is a communist is. We know communist is, what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
A lot of Asians actually voted for this administration and now finding out that they voted against their own interests. And their own people are as well calling them out for their vote because they are the reason why they are all in this mess together. Some of them might be facing deportation. Some of them are already facing deportation. We've seen clips of people who are already getting deported in their own community, and now they are all freaking out on the internet, feeling like, why is this happening to us? This is not what we voted for. Now, a lot of them are not saying, oh, it is our people, it is these people that voted, not these exact people. A lot of Vietnamese voted, not these other people. Like, you guys are all Asians. Like, why is the community not together or decide to vote for a particular person? And some of them are not saying the why a lot of them decided to vote for, you know, Republican instead of Democrat because of the culture and the things that they are all used to before now. Well, let's check out the comment section. Let's check out some of these clips I've gathered for you guys. Then I'll come back with a commentary. Please do well to subscribe and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch.
Okay, so I had to take down a video yesterday because context is key here. And I was responding to a comment that people weren't clicking on and reading. The comment was asking, how could any minority group vote for Trump? And I have some theories as to how Asians, my community, voted for Trump. Not en masse, not as a majority, certainly not, but some Asians did. And I know that a lot of it has to do with assimilation and proximity to power. I know a lot of it has to do with being a model minority and like separating ourselves from Black and Latino people rather than working together. Growing up in the 80s, we're told that we were the model minority. And that came from a Time magazine cover article that we saw everywhere. It literally said model minorities and pictures of Asian kids. Okay. So that was sort of what we grew up with. Now, my family, Jesus-loving Democrats, did not impose that idea on us that we were better than other races. Certainly not. We never have voted Republican either. My family has always voted for Democrats. But some Asians do see us as being better than Black people and Latino people. Not all Asians. Some Asians believe that and believe that we are close enough to make up for any differentials in society, and we don't want to be different. Number two is we are susceptible to like culty leaders. If you notice, a lot of cult leaders are actually Asian men. And three, we are down with the patriarchy. So we grew up in a lot of patriarchal societies. And since Trump and republicanism really represent the patriarchy, I can see how that's a draw. So there's these factors, like assimilation, the model minority, needing a strong culture, like strong culty type leader. Like that all makes sense to me. And so I don't think we're immune to those factors. Like, I think that for the majority of us, yes, we voted for Kamala, of course. But a few of us see the proximity to as being the only thing that matters. So you say, oh, you're voting against your interests. Well, think about what those interests really are.
What's up, everyone? Let's talk about why so many Vietnamese immigrants defend the wrong side of America, even though this current political party is clearly in the wrong. It's not just politics, it's trauma, conditioning, and survival mentality. Most of our parents and grandparents came here as refugees. They survived war, communism, dictatorships. In those systems, speaking up could get you locked up or killed. So when they got to America, they were taught and they learned to stay quiet, to be thankful, and do not ask for more. A lot of that American core and I only love America in my heart rhetoric, that's not real patriotism. It's fear. Fear that if they criticize the US government, they'll lose the little safety that they have. They're afraid that pushing back might lead to instability, just like where they ran from. This country constantly tells immigrants to be thankful and grateful for what you have or go back to where you came from. So now, many immigrants have to prove their gratitude by staying silent, even when injustice is happening right in front of their eyes. Gratitude becomes a weapon to keep people quiet. They were taught that freedom means you get to live here, but real freedom means you can speak, protest, organize, and criticize for what is right.
Everyone is actually freaking out about the whole mass deportation, about how their community is getting affected, even African for Trump, because a lot of them also voted for this. And now, lots of African countries are already on the list of countries who are not permitted to enter the US anymore. Okay, let's even come back home. Now, you have Asians who actually categorically voted for the current administration. Yes, there's a thing as Asians for Trump, just like you have Latinos for Trump, Black for Trump, all of those. Well, let's check out the comment section of one of these videos. Then let's see what people have to say about Asians for Trump, Vietnamese for Trump, these people who actually voted for this current administration. Let's see what their people have to say about it. So someone said, oh my God, as a first gen Viet American trying to explain or talk to my parents about anything political is so hard. I just get told I'm too young to know what I'm talking about and shouldn't even vote. We are from the UK and my dad was so happy he won. It's so frustrating trying to make them understand, but there is just no point. The other generation always think we are younger. So I think these people always feel that my generation is always younger. We don't know what we're talking about. Okay. Now, if you can actually say that millennials are younger, we cannot make decision. What happens to Gen Zs? Because they will say those ones are even kids, right? They don't even comprehend things. And that's why you see a lot of them talking about this on the internet, you guys. So another person said, as Vietnamese from the South, you got my support and follow. Like, people actually are now coming out to say truly our people actually made a huge mistake in the first place voting for this. So this one said, I hate it too because I couldn't have a heart-to-heart conversation with my parents about our own opinions. I get ridiculed for learning it from social media while they do the same with one or two, okay? I told my dad that I am disappointed in him and that I'm glad he didn't raise me, because if he raised me to be like him, I would hate myself. I told him I wish he was better, right? So a lot of people are not coming out. So we have a Latina who said in the comment section, as a Latina, I understand, like my whole family, okay? Every time me and my dad talk about politics, it gets so heated. Okay, so let's even get it. I think a lot of these people, right, still have, like, the way you have the parent thing, okay? So that culture actually permits you to always obey the parents. Whatever thing they say is the best, all of those things. I'm not saying that parents are not always right, but the truth is that sometimes we get to learn from our kids, because they might have one or two things to add up to whatever thing that we're saying. But some culture do not see kids, whether you're grown up, they don't see you as grown up. They keep seeing you as someone who is still very much younger and cannot even make any reasonable decision. So I think that's what these people are battling. Trust me, this is spot on. It makes family gatherings so uncomfortable. I hate to feel like that with my family, but I just can't believe in what they believe in, and I don't support it. It's honesty is it is honestly so sad when family, okay, doesn't want to listen, even when you try to explain, then they tell you you are lying or it's fake news. So sad and all the emotions, okay, right here with you, sad and disappointed. I think we have to realize that the majority of people, not just Americans, but people in the entire world, are way to the seas and not very bright, okay. I'm Latina and I'm so heartbroken, girl. I just moved to OC and I'm shocking by surrounding, okay. Oh my god, a lot of people are actually freaking out on the internet right now, okay, with everything, actually Asians for Trump. And now some of the younger generation are saying how their parents actually voted for this, even when they try to, educate them better, but they are not even reasonable enough to let them speak out. So someone said, this sounds like my Jamaican father who is legal immigrant and loves Trump. He even sent in a vote for my grandma and mother, cycling in Trump for their vote, and then asked me to do the same. Like, excuse you, I'm vet also. My parents don't even talk to me that much to make sure a difference, but I'm eventually gonna go no contact with them in the future because of it. Other reasons, fascism is not good. I walked away from my entire family. Other than being a woman, I'm not a marginalized group, but I do know what it is like to be disappointed in my own. I'm sorry. Well guys, this is people's comments and what they have to say about everything that is currently happening in the Asian community, and how a lot of that community actually voted for this current administration. Well, let's hear from you and let's hear what you all have to say about today's video. Let's have it. Thank you so much guys for watching. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video Thank you so much guys for watching. Please do want to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and drop your thoughts in the comments. See you all next time. Credit to our creators on this video. Bye guys.